Welcome back, everyone. Today, we'll be diving deep into Rumi again.
Always a good choice.
Absolutely, but with a bit of a twist. This time, we'll be exploring his philosophy through these fascinating conversations between two Iranian philosophers.
Dr. Dinani and Dr. Lariani. I'm really excited about this.
Yeah, they have this series, Marifat, and we're lucky enough to have access to 40 translated audio files.
It's a goldmine, really. This is episode 12.
Oh, right. I should probably mention that this is a translation of conversations with Iranian philosophers.
So listeners, just a heads up. Some of the finer points might not come through perfectly.
We're doing our best with what we have, but we apologize if any details get lost in translation.
The big ideas always shine through, though.
Okay, so this episode focuses on, what was it?
Rumi's take on the Quranic verse, Alastu by Rabbikum.
Right, Alastu by Rabbikum. For those of us who aren't as familiar with the Quran.
It means, am I not your Lord?
Okay, so am I not your Lord? That's a pretty powerful question.
It is, and Rumi doesn't see it as just a simple question either.
Oh, what does he say about it?
He interprets it as, well, a pointer to a promise we made. Before time and space, as we understand it, even...
Primus.
Exactly, a primal covenant. It happened in the al-Alast, or the world of Alast.
Al-Alast. That sounds mysterious.
It is. It's like pure potential. Everything's possible.
So are you saying we made some kind of agreement, like before we were born?
It's a big idea, I know, but it's about that sense of being connected to something bigger, you know?
Yeah, that feeling that there's something more to life than what we see.
That's it. That's that echo of the Alast covenant. It's that yearning to go back to the source.
Okay, I'm following so far. We made this promise in the world of Alast, but how does that connect to our lives now?
Right. It can seem abstract. But Rumi offers this analogy to help us understand. He compares this world,
Our world.
yeah, to a Dehliz quasi, like a courtroom corridor.
Yeah, we're the judges.
We're the Ghazi-ye-Ghaza, the judges of nourishment, constantly deciding what we consume.
So it's about what truly nourishes our souls.
You got it. Every decision, every choice we make.
Wow, that puts a lot of weight on every decision.
It does. And Dr. Lariani highlights this by pointing out that we're not just passive observers in all this.
So we have a responsibility then.
Absolutely. We're active participants. We're constantly evaluating what's truly nourishing us, what aligns with that promise we made.
You mean that primal covenant from the world of Alast?
The one and only. So the question becomes, are our choices in line with that?
I'm starting to see how all these pieces fit together.
It's a complex but beautiful framework, really.
So if our choices are reflections of this covenant, does that mean every little thing matters?
You know, Rumi would say yes.
Even things like, I don't know, walking instead of driving.
Even those. He emphasizes that even seemingly insignificant actions are a form of shahadat. That's witnessing.
So our actions are like a declaration.
They are. It's like with every act, even the smallest gesture of kindness, we're acknowledging this deeper truth.
It's almost like a language.
That's a great way to put it. It's how we communicate our understanding of this connection with the source.
Okay, this last covenant, this courtroom analogy, and this idea that even our smallest actions matter. It's a lot to take in.
But it's like a blueprint for a meaningful life.
If our actions are so important, what about our inner beliefs and knowledge?
It's a good question. And this is where Dr. Dinani's insights become really crucial.
What does he say?
He makes this point that actions are like outward expressions of inner knowledge. They're connected.
So to truly live in alignment with last, it's not enough to just do the right thing. We need to understand why it's right.
Absolutely. It's about going deeper, connecting those actions back to the source.
But how do we even begin to understand something as vast as this primal covenant?
It's a journey, and it's not always easy.
No, I can imagine.
But Rumi gives us tools to help us along the way, practices that can help us remember.
Practices? Like what?
That's where the concept of harakat comes in.
Harakat. I'm not familiar with that.
It means movement.
Okay, movement. How does that tie into everything we've been talking about?
Well, think about this. Even the smallest movements in your body are considered acts of ishq-e by Rumi.
Ishq-e. That's another word for witnessing, right?
You got it. So even your heartbeat, your breath, the blink of an eye.
Are you saying those are all acts of witnessing?
Every single one. Dr. Lariani explains this beautifully.
I'm curious, how does he explain it?
He says that every motion in the universe, from the grandest cosmic events to the tiniest cellular processes, points to a mujarrad.
Mujarrad.
the unmoved mover. It's as if everything is participating in this cosmic dance, this constant reminder of that connection.
So we're not just talking about conscious actions here.
It's bigger than that.
Yeah.
Even the involuntary movements of our bodies are part of this intricate web of connection.
This is definitely a lot to think about.
It is, but it's also a beautiful invitation to pay attention, to see the deeper meaning in even the simplest things.
So the movements of our bodies, the world around us, are they like a message?
They could be, and that's a question we can explore as we continue to delve into Rumi's teachings. It's fascinating how Rumi connects this Alast covenant to these concepts of purity and beauty.
Purity and beauty. I'm curious.
Well, think about it. When we say purity, we usually think of physical cleanliness.
Yeah, keeping things tidy, washing our hands.
Exactly. It's all external.
But you're saying there's more to it.
Dr. Dinani really challenges us on this. He asks, can water truly cleanse the soul?
So he's talking about inner purity, the state of our hearts and minds.
Precisely. He points out that while certain things are physically impure in Islamic tradition, the soul has countless potential impurity.
Countless. That's a little overwhelming.
It can be, but Rumi offers this analogy to make it clearer. He compares a human being to a catch, like an earthenware jug.
Okay, I can picture that.
And this jug has 5 pipes connected to it, representing our 5 senses.
Our senses?
Yes.
Sight, smell, taste, touch, hearing.
Those are the ones. And they're constantly pouring stuff into this jug.
I see it now. Everything we experience, all that sensory information, it's all pouring into the jug.
Along with desires, anxieties, all that stuff.
No wonder our minds feel so cluttered sometimes.
Exactly. And if we're not careful, that jug, our inner being, it gets polluted, overwhelmed.
So how do we prevent that? Do we just, shut off our senses?
Well, not exactly. Rumi wouldn't say that. He emphasizes the importance of using our reason, our intellect, as a filter.
It's about making conscious choices about what we let in.
That's it. Being the guardian of our own inner space.
That makes sense. Especially with all the things we're exposed to these days. News, social media, all that.
It's a constant stream, right?
Yeah, sometimes it feels overwhelming.
Exactly. So choosing what to engage with, what to let go of, that's crucial for cultivating inner purity.
Okay, so we've got this catch, this jug, and it's getting filled up with all this stuff.
Yeah.
Does Rumi offer any solutions for cleansing it?
He does. It's a beautiful image, really. He talks about connecting that catch to the vast ocean of divine truth. Think about it. Our little clay jug, filled with murky water, is suddenly linked to this infinite source of pure, clear water.
I see it. The muddy water gets diluted, washed away.
And the jug is constantly being replenished, cleansed.
I like that. It makes me think about all the things that can help us connect with that divine source. Meditation, prayer, being out in nature.
Beautiful examples. And it's not just about removing impurities. It's also about cultivating qualities that make our hearts more reflective of that divine light.
So it's about polishing the mirror so it can reflect more light.
That's a great way to put it. And as we cultivate things like compassion, generosity, gratitude, we start to see the world differently.
Dr. Dinani mentioned that a pure heart naturally inclines towards justice and acts of kindness.
That's a powerful thought.
So inner purity isn't just about personal transformation. It actually has a ripple effect on the world around us.
It does. When we're not consumed by our own desires, we become more attuned to the needs of others.
We can see injustice more clearly, and we're more likely to do something about it.
That's the connection between inner purity and outward action.
And this reminds me of something else Dr. Dinani said about purity and beauty. He said that a purified soul radiates a deeper, more universal kind of beauty.
A beauty that touches the soul.
It's like that feeling you get when you see a breathtaking sunset or those majestic mountains.
It goes beyond just aesthetics, doesn't it?
Definitely. It's a sense of wonder.
And that same beauty can be found in a purified soul. It shines through in actions that come from love and compassion. It's about inner beauty radiating outward.
So it's not about how we look, but about the qualities we embody.
Exactly. And the beauty we see in the world is a reflection of that deeper divine reality.
It's a reminder that we're all connected to that source of beauty and purity. This is inspiring. It feels like we have the power to shift our perception and cultivate that inner beauty.
We do. And that choice, that act of focusing on the good, the beautiful, the true, that's a step towards purification itself.
It's like a muscle we can strengthen. The more we practice, the more we see the world through that lens of beauty and purity.
Exactly. And as we do that, our hearts become clearer, our vision expands, and we become more receptive to that infinite ocean of love and beauty that Rumi speaks of.
So the journey towards inner purity is also a journey towards beauty and a deeper connection with the divine.
It is. And that receptivity, that openness to the divine, is essential for the next stage Dr. Larijani discussed, death and rebirth.
Death and rebirth. Okay, this is getting intense.
He was talking about how spiritual purification often involves dying to our old selves.
Not literal death.
No, not literal. It's more symbolic. Letting go of limiting beliefs, behaviors, patterns.
The things that hold us back.
Exactly. Letting go of who we thought we were to make space for a new, more authentic self.
It's like a snake shedding its skin.
Perfect analogy. And as you said, it can be painful, even scary.
It can be. But it's also incredibly liberating.
Like a weight has been lifted. And Dr. Larijani emphasized that this isn't about physical death, of course. It's spiritual transformation, a shift in consciousness.
A new way of seeing ourselves and the world.
It's like that caterpillar transforming into a butterfly. There's a period of darkness, of seeming dissolution, before something new emerges.
It's natural to feel resistance, even fear, when faced with that.
Of course, you're letting go of a part of yourself.
But on the other side, there's that sense of liberation, of lightness.
And this new life, this reborn self, it's more aligned with our true nature.
It's not about becoming someone else. It's about becoming more fully ourselves.
Those radiant beings we were always meant to be.
Exactly. It makes me think about all those stories about phoenixes rising from the ashes, snakes shedding their skin.
Those archetypes of death and rebirth.
It's like it's woven into the fabric of existence.
It is. And Rumi's poetry is full of these images. It's a reminder that this cycle is a natural part of life, a path to wholeness.
So it's not something to be feared, but embraced.
It's part of our evolution.
And as we embrace it, as we let go of those old patterns, we make space for something new to emerge.
Something more beautiful, more aligned with our true essence.
It's like clearing out the clutter in our inner closets to make room for the treasures waiting to be discovered.
Exactly. And that process of clearing out the clutter, that's where divine love comes in.
Oh, yes. Dr. Larijani talked about that. He described divine love as this all-consuming fire.
Burning away impurities, attachments, limiting beliefs.
The things that keep us separate.
It's a refining fire, burning away the dross so that only pure gold remains.
And it's not about sentimentality or romantic love.
It's something much deeper. A force that shatters illusions, breaks down our defenses.
It opens us to a different way of experiencing reality.
It challenges us to grow, to become more than we thought possible.
And Dr. Larijani said this experience can be quite intense.
Oh, absolutely. It's often described as a state of intoxication, a blissful drunkenness.
Like being swept away by a powerful current.
Exactly. A sense of unity and bliss that transcends words.
And this experience isn't reserved for just a select few.
It's available to anyone who's willing to open their heart and surrender.
Surrender. That's a tough one.
Letting go of control, trusting something bigger.
It's a scary thought,
Yeah.
but also incredibly freeing.
And when we do surrender, we open ourselves to a level of wisdom, joy, and peace we couldn't have imagined.
We finally relax into the arms of the divine. Let go of the struggle.
It takes faith to let go like that.
It does.
And in that surrender, we find true freedom. Not the freedom to control, but the freedom to let go.
To embrace the present moment.
That's another key theme in Rumi's work.
Absolutely. The past is gone. The future is uncertain. This moment is a gift.
It's the only place where life is actually happening, where we connect with the divine.
Where we find joy and peace.
And just the practice of being present, of savoring each breath, each experience, that's a form of purification in itself.
It is. When we're fully present, we're not weighed down by anxieties about the past or future.
We're free to experience the world, connect with that divine spark within ourselves and others.
To express gratitude for all we have.
Like stepping out of the whirlwind and into the stillness at the center of the storm.
And in that stillness, we can hear the whispers of our soul, the guidance of the divine.
The wisdom that's always been there.
We just need to create the space to listen.
And Rumi's poetry can help us do that. It can remind us of what truly matters, inspire us to let go of the things that weigh us down.
To embrace the beauty and wonder of this present moment.
His words are like a beacon guiding us back to our true selves, back to that place of love and connection we all long for.
You know, it's incredible how Rumi takes this whole idea of the soul's journey and gives us actual steps to take. It's not all just like abstract metaphors.
Exactly. And Dr. Dhanani brought up this concept of tazkiya, which really resonated with me. It's a big part of Islamic tradition.
Tazkiyah, I'm not familiar with that term.
It's about purifying the soul, refining our character, aligning ourselves with, the divine will.
So it's about actively working on ourselves.
Exactly. It's not passive. It takes effort, real intention, and being willing to confront those parts of ourselves that are holding us back.
It's like weeding a garden, pulling out the negativity so the beautiful things can grow.
That's a great analogy. And just like a gardener needs tools, we need tools for this inner work.
What kind of tools does Rumi give us for this tazkiyah? Where do we even start?
He talks a lot about dhikr. It's about remembering the divine.
Dhikr. I've heard the term, but I'm not sure I fully understand it.
It's about keeping our hearts and minds focused on that divine presence. It can be through prayer, meditation, chanting, or even just being mindful of our thoughts and actions throughout the day.
So it's about constantly reminding ourselves of that connection to something bigger.
Yes, that connection to the source of love and wisdom. And Dr. Larijani emphasized that it's not just about reciting words or going through rituals.
There's more to it.
It's about cultivating a state of awareness, being present and attuned to the divine in every moment.
So even simple things, like doing the dishes or walking the dog, can be a form of dhikr if we approach them mindfully.
Absolutely. It's about bringing that remembrance into every part of our lives.
I like that. It makes spirituality feel less separate from daily life.
It is. It's about seeing the sacred in the everyday, that divine spark in everyone and everything.
That's a beautiful way to look at it. But how does this dhikr actually help us on this journey of tazkiyah? What does it do?
Dr. Dinani explained that dhikr has a profound effect on our hearts. It softens them, makes them more receptive to love and compassion, and less vulnerable to negativity.
Like we're building a shield of light around our hearts.
Exactly. And that light, that love, it naturally extends outward. It inspires us to be kinder, to speak gently, to see the world with compassion.
It's a ripple effect. Our inner transformation leads to positive change in the world.
Precisely. And that brings us to another tool Rumi talks about.
Muhasabah.
Musaba. What's that?
It's self-reflection or self-accounting, taking the time to honestly assess our thoughts, actions, and intentions.
It's not about beating ourselves up, though, right?
No, it's not about that. It's about learning and growing. So it's like checking in with ourselves at the end of the day, asking ourselves, how did I show up? What could I have done differently? What did I learn?
Exactly. Dr. Larijani pointed out that it's about cultivating accountability, not just to ourselves, but to the divine.
Our actions have consequences, not just for us, but for the world around us.
And that realization can be powerful. It can inspire us to strive for excellence in everything we do, to make choices that reflect our values, and to live in a way that honors the divine.
It's like we're becoming more conscious co-creators of our reality, shaping our lives and the world with intention and purpose.
Beautifully said. And as we practice dhikr and muhasabah, we start to see the world differently. We become more aware of the divine presence in everything and everyone.
We see those glimpses of light, those sparks of beauty in unexpected places.
Yes, and that fills us with gratitude, with awe and wonder.
It's like waking up to the beauty and magic that was always there, but we were too distracted to notice.
That's the heart of Rumi's teachings. It's about remembering who we truly are, reconnecting with the divine, and living a life that reflects that love and light.
This deep dive has been amazing. I feel like I have a whole new understanding of Rumi's wisdom and how these spiritual practices can really shape our lives.
Me too. And what's so beautiful is that these aren't just theories. They're practical tools for navigating life, finding inner peace, and creating a more compassionate world.
I think that's why his poetry resonates so deeply, even today. It speaks to our deepest longings and struggles and offers a path forward.
It's a path to connect with the divine within ourselves and in all things.
As we continue to explore his wisdom, may we be inspired to live with greater intention, compassion, and love.
And may we never forget the power of those simple practices, remembrance, self-reflection, and gratitude to guide us on our journey back to wholeness. Until next time, keep those hearts open and remember, the journey is the destination.